Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Tamás Tölgyes. And my PhD topic is multimodal treatment strategies in resectable pancreatic cancer. So some words about myself. So I work as a surgeon in Uzsaki Teaching Hospital. You can see my brilliant team. And my vision is to provide the most effective treatment to patients with pancreatic cancer. And the mission is to investigate the different therapeutic modalities in resectable pancreatic cancer. So you can see my specific goals. So the first one is a meta-analysis. The second one is a cohort analysis. And I would like to deep dive in these two projects. So the first one is comparing the effectiveness of neoadjuvant chemotherapy to upfront surgery in resectable pancreatic cancer. So, but why is it important? So some words about the background. So pancreatic cancer is the 11th most common cancer type and the 4th leading cause of cancer-related deaths worldwide, and it is expected to be the 3rd one soon. But the problem is less than 20% of the patients are eligible for resection at the time of the diagnosis. But what is the resectable pancreatic cancer? To simplify that, when there is no metastasis and there is no vascular involvement. So currently the standard of care is surgical intervention followed by adjuvant therapy. But unfortunately, half of the patients do not receive adjuvant therapy, mostly due to postoperative condition. And altogether, we find lower survival rates. So this is the background, this is the idea of the neoadjuvant settings, followed by surgery and adjuvant therapy. So, and in this scenario, maybe we can reach some disease regression or stable disease and altogether improve survival and histologic results. So my aim is to investigating the effectiveness of neoadjuvant therapy in resectable pancreatic cancer. So jump to the clinical question. So I used the PICO framework. The population resectable pancreatic cancer, the intervention arm is neoadjuvant therapy. The comparator is upfront surgery. And the outcomes are survival, overall survival, disease-free survival, and histologic and surgical outcomes. And the hypothesis is neoadjuvant therapy is superior to primary surgery in resectable pancreatic cancer. And altogether, of course, the clinical implications to improve the overall survival. So you can see the systematic search. So the first domain refers to the pancreatic cancer, the second one to the chemotherapy, the third one to the surgical intervention, the last one is we include only the RCTs, so the third one refers to the RCT. And I found previous meta-analysis, but it was published 2 years ago, and since then there are new RCTs in this field, and I found other Prospero in the Prospero I found some other registrations, so it's a race for me. So you can see my key articles. 2 of this has the interventions, the comparator group are close to the same. Well, I would like to highlight the first paper because you can see that the intervention as a comparator is different because these are the 2 most commonly used chemotherapy regimens. So, but this validates that fact. I can pull these 2 types of chemotherapy together in my neoadjuvant arm. So my flowchart selection, we have more than 15,000 hits, and after the duplicate removal, it's close to 10,000. And progress, so we are finished with Melinda and with Oliver, we finished the title and abstract selection, and I think we will go on to the full text selection soon. So the other project is the title is investigating the effect of prognostic factors on overall survival following surgery in pancreatic cancer. So close to the same background, I just want to add that information, the dismal information. So Hungary has the highest incidence in Europe and the second highest worldwide in pancreatic cancer. And if it is visible, the standard of care is surgical intervention followed by adjuvant therapy. But in the papers, the most report are the published 5-year survival is mostly estimated from Kaplan-Meier curves. And the other thing is, due to the innovation in surgical and oncologic field, we reached improved survival and significant survival achieved in certain subgroups. So, but some information about my personal motivations. So I had an opportunity to visit Professor Buchler, who is one of, I think, the biggest pancreatic surgeon in Europe. And since then, I started a database, created a database, and follow all patients operated at our department, and follow these patients. Currently, I have more than 400 patients data. So my aim is to investigate the impact of prognostic factors on survival following pancreatic surgery. So the key article also from Heidelberg. So you can see the variables they used, and the conclusion is in a certain group, the patients with good prognostic factors have an excellent 5-year survival, above 50%. So jump to my database. So I use the RadCap platform, and the first part is the demographics. The second one, the surgical details, and the third one is the perioperative period, and the fourth one is the histologic details, and the last one is the follow-up. So the clinical question is, do the prognostic factors have significant association with survival? So I use the same variables as the Heidelberg's one, and the hypothesis is there is no effect on overall survival. This is free survival. To sum up, the first project, it is, I hope, the planned submission date is next year, and the second project in the 2026. And I would like to finish my presentation with the words of Mark Twain: the secret is getting ahead, is getting started. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Congrats on your presentation. I'm not an expert in surgery, so I have a very simple question regarding your first project. It has always been my understanding that pancreatic surgery is very long and very, it's a major surgery, both for the patients and everybody involved. Do you think that if you give a neoadjuvant therapy to the patient before the surgery, can that reduce the operating time and just be easier for everyone involved?
I think absolutely not. So I think after an adjuvant therapy, so the problem is in this case, so if you have so after the therapy, you don't know, so next to the tumor there is an inflammation, and you can't know what is the scar and what is the tumor. So altogether, the time of the period, I think that is not less. But it is published, the complication rates are lower in the adjuvant arm. I think because, so I think when there is a tumor, there is some kind of fibrosis in the pancreas. And the problem is in the Achilles problem in the pancreatic surgery is the pancreatic anastomosis. So I think there is time to have a fibrotic pancreas, and this is lower fistula rate we can reach, and altogether the morbidity, I think, in the neoadjuvant arm is lower comparing to the upfront surgery arm.
That's very interesting, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. So for your first project, your intervention group, they all get the neoadjuvant chemotherapy, right? And they all get, receive the operation, and after they all get the adjuvant chemotherapy.
So yes, so there are
regardless the chemotherapy response or.
Yes, so absolutely. So there is a huge difference between the intention to treat and per protocol analysis, because close to 30% of the patients who receive neoadjuvant therapy has disease progression or toxicity or something, and not eligible to surgical intervention. So I think the major problem of the neoadjuvant therapy is that.
So which one do you think it's the most important to investigate about?
So I think both, because I think it is the future, because I don't know what is the good. So I think it is a future when we will know which patient and in which case has a profit of the neoadjuvant therapy, and which patient has a better survival with upfront surgery. But currently we have ideas, of course, but we don't know the exact knowledge or what is the difference currently.
Thank you.
Tamás, congratulations, excellent talk. Two short questions. What is your expert opinion in your hospital? Which type of treatment prepare, upfront or the neoadjuvant therapy? And the second question, the consensus is based on the MDT, a multidisciplinary meeting in your hospital, or who is this team who make a decision in this way?
Yeah, sure. So I started with the second question. Yeah, sure. So we with an oncologist, with a radiologist, and with a surgeon, we have an MDT. But altogether, I have a feeling that in this scenario, the surgeon has the heaviest word in this, because currently in our hospital, I think, and in Hungary, so the current standard of care in a resectable case, it is surgical intervention, and we have to decide the resectability. So yes, so I think if somebody is working in pancreatology, have to know the radiologics, have to read the pictures, the CT pictures and the MRI pictures, and have to know the oncologic background, because the first question is to the surgeon, I think.